Okay, welcome to part 2 of the Eggplant Race Car Civic build, and we are currently working hard at this thing. We've only got a few more weeks left, and this thing needs to be on the racetrack soon. So there is quite a list, and right now Matt is working on the spoiler. Rodney's working on adjusting the coilovers, because those need to be leveled out, and actually the collars weren't even adjusted properly, and it wasn't tight. So that could have been dangerous. At the same time, when we have the car lifted, we're going to go over every suspension component and torque it and make sure everything looks good and is in good condition, because we're going to be racing this thing on the track and we want to stay safe. We also need to get the car running properly, because right now it's having a few issues idling, and even under throttle it doesn't work so well. So we're gonna have to work on that stuff, but let's just get to the work. So Matt is putting in a new spoiler, because the one that came on this car was like a riser for I don't know, an ugly aftermarket Type R wing. Sure.
Type R wing.
I'm not a Honda guy. I don't know this lingo. So he's putting an OEM wing back on, because we're all about that stock life. I picked this one up from the junkyard. You might remember. It is a different color, but we'll repaint that up at some point.
Oh, she's mint.
Oh, look at that. The brake light even works too.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Let's get some nuts and tighten her down.
So yeah, Rodney's adjusting the coilovers here. The sleeve that he's adjusting at the bottom is supposed to be against the bottom collar of the perch of the strut, I guess, and it wasn't. They were way high, so we kind of cleaned the threadings off, and now he's adjusting it so it's actually sitting where it's supposed to be, and the strut isn't going to move. And he had to punch himself in the face. Good stuff. So here's a little look at our list. We have a little more wiring to do. Just coilovers, we're doing that now. Torque all the suspension bolts, I talked about that. Remove the carpet. Yeah, we got to do some interior work too, because like we said before, this car was flooded, and so it stinks, and the carpet is wet, and it's gonna start rusting the car and getting moldy and gross. So we're just gonna take out all the carpet and take out the back seats as well, and take out some trim pieces. And what's the time? 9:22. Okay, we'll keep an eye on the time. We need to make an air intake hose that will properly fit this car, because we don't have the stock air intake. We sold the air intake from this car, which wouldn't have fit on this motor anyways. Gonna take the throttle cable out of the other car, because it's a lot shorter and it's the right length. This you don't have to look at. And yeah, that's about it. Actually, Matt, are you done the wing install?
Wing is done. We can cross that off.
That's the first thing off the list. Is it 9:23?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. We have a clock.
So install wing. Done. Okay, now that we're done all the stuff inside the garage, like the coilover adjustments, putting a little exhaust hanger on, just kind of cleaning up some small things, it's nice enough to bring the car outside and strip the interior. Matt did a little bit. He did the rear seats, and we are going to get the carpet out, maybe the door cards, a few other things. We have to take some speaker wiring, a few things out, clean it up, and get the interior track ready. So we're going to head to do that now. Matt and I are just inside the back of the Civic. We're getting it stripped, and it's coming along pretty good. Got all the back hatch part out. Oh, this is a terrible angle. Sorry, guys. So that's better. So this is what we've done so far. This has taken us about 3.5 minutes. Got the seat belts out. I'm working on these parts of the seat belts. Matt just stole my tool. And got the speakers out. These look to be like an aftermarket unit. I'm actually not gonna break that one. All right, we got the interior work all done. It is completely stripped. The seats are in. Everything is looking good. Now it's time to work on the front end. So what we got to do is put the headlights in and put the front bumper on. That's pretty much it. And the car is going to be looking a whole lot better. Now that the front end is all on, we need to take it outside and give it a nice wash. It's time for the car wash. All right, give it a try. There you go, it's working. Looking crisp. It's the first time we've ever washed this car. Looks okay. All right, and so we need a few more parts from the parts car yet. We're gonna take the hood release cable because the one in the Civic is broken, I believe. And we also need the throttle cable because the one in the Civic is too long. They had different intake manifolds. So we're gonna take this guy here. Oh, maybe, yeah, that's the one. And it's like a third of the length of the one that's in the Civic right now. So we gotta rip those things out. We're gonna take anything out that we think we might need. And then this car is pretty much ready for the scrappers. So here's the throttle cable, and it literally just clips into that right there and then pulls out of the firewall. Really easy, so we're gonna quickly swap the other one in. Ba, 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 ba. All right, so the car is back in the garage after being cleaned up, and we're gonna get to work on the back. So we got some suspension work to do. We're gonna adjust the coilovers, make sure everything in the back is tightened up.
Yeah.
Yeah? You agree with me?
Yep.
And then we're gonna check the brakes, and we're gonna look at a few other things, remove the exhaust, and that's about it.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. Get some of the dirt off of here.
Got the wheel off and doing an assessment. And things are dirty. Things are not looking the greatest, but
Filthy.
filthy. We're gonna clean up the threading on the shock body and just take a look over at everything, make sure we have no leaking brake fluid and that things are tightened as they should be. We've also got aftermarket lower control arms, so we're gonna make sure that those are tightened and torqued properly, because often when guys throw these LCAs in, they just tighten the bolts and they don't torque them to spec.
Or they over tighten them and they will never come off again.
Right. So we're just gonna throw a torque wrench on them, make sure they're tight enough. Other than that, we're gonna clean it up a bit, check everything out, and then once that's done, we're gonna get the exhaust off because we don't need this big old ugly muffler. We're gonna just separate it
Somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, so we're gonna separate it right here. There's a connector, and I think it's just gonna be a perfect spot. It'll come out
Just the axle back will come off.
Yeah, it's not going to be throwing heat at anything it shouldn't be, and it's behind the driver and it's exiting according to track rules, and it'll be a little louder because I think all we have is a resonator, and then it's straight back, so it'll be a little louder.
So much race, Tim.
But you know what? That's okay because it's a track car and it's fully 100% at the track. Can't be driven on the street, so we don't have to think about DOT regulations and things like that. And yeah, it's gonna be rice as all heck because everyone knows a stock D series sounds rice. It is not gonna sound good, but we're all about driving, not that sound.
And the fact that it was actually loose gives me hope.
It's a good thing. Yeah, that one's nice and tight. We don't need that no more. Well, guys, I think we've got it all wrapped up. Car's on the ground, all the wiring is done, the exhaust, we've got all the suspension parts torqued, and I think it's ready for a test drive. Got a little bit of daylight left, so we're gonna take it for a quick rip and kind of see what it does, just shake it down a little bit on the streets, and give it a rip.
All right, we're in Mexico.
Well, we have a little bit of a car here. This is just to see, give it a shakedown.
Make sure it actually works.
She goes.
We're in Mexico, don't worry, guys.
All gears work. Brakes work.
It stops.
It is way too loud. It's obnoxiously loud, even for a racetrack. We might need to throw something in there.
We have that Dynamax muffler from the Supra.
Yeah.
It's big though.
Yeah. Now it starts to smell like your car a little bit.
That's what a Honda smells like.
Hot Civic smell. Is it just hot oil?
Yeah,
All the oil inside them.
it's all burning off now.
I'll be polite to the town. I don't want to rip too hard. It seems way too loud. Well, we got back from the test drive, and as you can tell, it's really loud. But things are working good. You mind, Matt?
What's up?
What's up? Okay, it's daylight out. That's fine.
That didn't work.
We just have good lighting in here, Matt. That's it. Okay. That was energetic. All right, but pretty much the car is working good. It is ready it's ready to go on the track. We're just gonna fix that exhaust because it's way too loud.
Yeah, it's obnoxiously loud.
Yeah. And the next big thing is test fitting the wheels and putting all the decals on. So join us in the next episode for that. For now, keep fit and have fun.
That's stupid.
All right, join us in the next episode. Please like this video, subscribe to Empty Garage if you feel so inclined. Do some commenting on the videos.
Oh, definitely drop us some comments.
Yeah.
We don't get enough of those.
We enjoy hearing the good and the bad, especially the bad, because those are kind of fun. So let us know what you don't like about us, and also check out the other videos that we have as far as Civics go. We do a lot of Civic stuff, so check out Matt's Frankenstein build. It's pretty sick. You've probably seen it, maybe you haven't. Take a look. It's up here-ish. And
It's actually parked outside. It's not up there.
it's that way. That way. Right now, it's parked outside. Yeah. But track day is coming up.
Very quick.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
See you there.